Hi friends, welcome. This is Nomita on Facebook Live of mysavvyworld.com. How are you? So it's Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon now in Yakima here, and today I would like to talk to you about a topic that I've been really thinking deep about. Frankly, I've been thinking on this subject very deeply, and then I came up with this name of a new normal. So really, I want to share my story of how my life was just 4 years back, for the past 20 plus years, and what my new normal is today. And the reason I want to share that is to just give you an insight of where I'm coming from. Everything that I do, that I put out on my blogs, that's on the website, any programs, it really all comes from this, what I want to share today. Okay, so I call it, it's being true to myself. I'm being true to myself, and I'm being true to y'all. This is the Nomita. So I'll just break it up. I was here's me. Just imagine I'm this dentist that is graduated as a dentist from Rochester, New York, and then practicing in different settings, miles of smiles, practiced in a community clinic in Rockford, Illinois. Then we moved to Yakima, and again I was in a community clinic here for many years. I was the director in the clinic. Pretty 40-hour week work, and then at one point I felt that it's time to be on my own. I clearly had that zeal, and my husband was Mr. Steady, and he was always in a job, and he's always been, in fact, with the same employer. So he's Mr. Steady. They love him at his work, and that's great, because then I got to be a little adventurous, take some risks, work with a less income. We were still fine. So started my own practice, and really ran it very successfully on the outside. Financially very sound. I do have a pretty solid financial background. I was very good at reports. I was very good at checking the financials of the office. Really good with paying off all my loans and debt very early. It did help that my husband was working, so I could focus on paying off my debt. And really, all my friends are, the community here. I mean, I was this amazing woman that had it all. I had this career, I had my own practice, I handled the staff. Most of my friends would be patients at our office, and they would be wowed. They would tell their kids, look, you need to be like Nomita auntie. And I even had two patients' kids come and shadow me because they were inspired and wanted to become a dentist too. So do you see, all that was great. But again, being true to myself, I'll tell you, I was struggling with staff. I really did not have that training, and so of course I went with a consulting firm, and they tried to help me. That was probably the only struggle in the office, but at home and on a personal front, I was always a very happy-go-lucky person. You know, I had that personality. Kids loved me. I would always play games with them. You know, have fun. There's always something new. But since my own practice, really, I had changed from that person, because there was just too much daily stress of the office is one thing, and you know, the stress of not being able to do everything I wanted at home. Do you follow? So I was pulled in both directions. More work, because now you're a business owner, you know, and so you have that added responsibility. And on this other side, you feel guilty and guilty and guilty. You know, 2 kids. And I did my best, but I knew that I'm not, you know, I was exhausted in the evenings. I would cook something and we would have dinner, but it really wasn't anything close to a good healthy meal. There were times when we would just eat outside just because we didn't want to make anything. And I remember I would, you know, sit even 5 minutes quietly, and I would think, what's the point? What is the point? I've had a great production day, but I come home exhausted. I'm snapping at the kids because, you know, my threshold is low. The dinner is far from ideal on the table, and I'm exhausted to even spend you know, some good time with the family. I'm just ready to crash, and I'm obviously worried about next day, you know, something or the other. So anyway, that was that was me. I definitely can't ignore that, you know, my relationship with my husband was strained for a while. And I can looking back, I know a big part of that was me. But you know, that's a fact. My daughter was really, really young, and so, you know, the staying up at night or something or the other to do with her, and so it just made it extremely hard to keep up with everything. Of course, in the bargain, my friends would make comments that, you know, you never have time to join us, you know, you're just so busy. My family at home, you know, would just shake their head that she's sucked up in this American money-making system and she's forgotten, you know, family. And it wasn't that I had forgotten, but I just could not keep up. I was barely keeping my head up. So anyway, long story short, after that, I ended up having my rock bottom in the office. Like I said, I had a legal problem that started, and it really, really drained me to where I decided to just sell the practice. So once that happened, you know, I was otherwise free. Everything was cleared up, and I could have easily gotten into a typical part-time or a full-time job, you know. But this is where it's when I remember that first day after I sold my practice, and I was truly free. I had nothing on my schedule. Like, that has not happened in over 20 plus years. You know, more than 20 years of non-stop working. So that first day I was sitting in the kitchen, everyone had gone, and I had my cup of coffee, and I just could not believe the peace with which I enjoyed that one cup of coffee. I had forgotten what it is to just be present and have a good cup of coffee. For the first time, I looked outside our kitchen window and looked at the view, and I I just looked at everything like it was the first time I was looking out. And from then on, everything, I'm glad I just didn't jump into a job. I just knew I'll have to find something well worth it, you know. So I took the first 6 months to just get back in touch with my family, get back in touch with being a homemaker. You know, our house, every corner of the house needed work, needed rearranging, and I just took it upon myself to you know, do those things that were pending, you know, for years now. And so that was good. The first 6 months, you know, I got things straightened up. Then I said, okay, let me get the meals proper, and I totally got into learning, you know, good healthy cooking, you know, good grocery shopping, meal planning, and I kind of nailed that to where I felt we were at least 70 to 80% eating healthy. So that was good. Totally connected with my kids again. I mean, there were so many times I would not have time to, you know, listen to them because we would be in a rush. And now, you know, I was always very alert that I'm going to take the time to listen to their stories, you know, share my childhood stories or some other, you know, some other anecdote that was relevant, and they just loved it. So that improved. My husband was happy that everything seemed so much more calm and peaceful and balanced in the house. So I thought, you know, that, you know, at one point I thought, this is bliss, this is beautiful. We can still live on one income. Yes, it's always good to have two incomes, but you know, we can easily manage, and it's worth it because we are happier. But after, you know, after those 8 to 10 months of getting this in place, obviously the itch, you know, I was like, this can't be it. I cannot imagine doing this the rest of my life. So, you know, again, obviously I was thinking in the back of my mind, what next? And then an idea came up that let me take the kids to India for a sabbatical. You know, we both are from India, and we would love for the kids to know what India is like, you know, how their parents grew up, and it would be a great learning for them, you know, to experience a third world country and to really realize what they have here, you know, how much they have here, which sometimes, you know, we feel that the kids here are pretty spoiled, including ours. So I did the groundwork and got admission in schools in Mumbai, and off we went for an entire year. The kids went to school there. I was with my parents. I worked in a dental office 2 days a week to keep up with my dentistry, and I, of course, experienced dental practice in India, really high-end practice, but still very different. And we had a wonderful 1 year in India. The thought, you know, was that I'll come back and, you know, again get into a job. My parents, of course, were like, you need to get back and start doing something, and I assured them I will. So came back and got settled, and then there was, you know, again, I just knew that I didn't want to go back to that exhaustive days, you know, working that way, especially after you've tasted this, you don't feel like. And I came across, online, I came across a couple of ideas of generating income online. Okay, and I experimented with a couple of them. I went deep into a couple and tried to understand, and then one of them totally clicked, and that is what I call this, creating these online programs, just like the one I launched recently, the Dentist CEO 101. So my point is that once I got a hang of it, I was like, this is it. This is what my dentist friends need, especially if you're a woman and a mom, because I know what it is to feel that stretch every single day and to live with that stress. I mean, completely, and you don't know what is the way out, where is the light at the end of the tunnel. You've taken up this responsibility of a dental office, you've got loans, and so you can't just leave, but at the same time it's like, this is really not what I asked for. So generating a passive income online was my solution. That allows me to use all my experience in dentistry. I could work part-time easily. Right now what I do is I volunteer part-time here, and I feel great, and that's my way to stay in touch with dentistry, but I can focus on this new method of earning and generating a passive income, creating online programs. The other good thing is that I know I am helping people. I am totally committed to helping, and I'm able to do that, because I've been in your shoes. I've figured out how this works, and I'm just coming up with new and new things that are going to help a dentist. Whether they sign up for the paid programs or not is very minor. See, the reach in an online platform is huge. Do you understand? It's huge. I mean, right now I have already got people that are of course from the United States. I have some from India, and then I have one person enrolled in my Dentist CEO program from Ireland. And I mean, I can just imagine that the reach is huge. So anyway, I thought that is my new normal. Okay, so my new normal, my day today and now, my typical day is, again, in the morning, I'm a real early morning person. So 4 to 6:30, I have my meditation, I have my gratitude, I have my, I do a little bit of my breathing exercises, and then I'm working. I do my really focused creative work, which is a lot of here. I do that in the morning when it's quiet, and then I'm with the kids 6:30 to 8, sending them off to school, breakfast, everything, and then I have between 8:30 and 3 till the kids come back. I get work done. I have my gym, go and work out. I arrange lunches with friends, colleagues. Just amazing. Sometimes, people that I meet that are interesting, and I just invite them over and we have lunch. And then after 3, I'm with the kids. 3 to 7, I'm more than happy and recharged and, refreshed to take them to their activities, talk with them, help them out in a project, whatever they need. And then, dinner happens. Again, I've had time to already pre-prep a lot of things, so dinner is really, really pretty good nowadays. We are actually all trying to go vegan. I have, but I'm trying to gradually wean everyone into a more vegan lifestyle. So I can do that. I couldn't have even imagined thinking like that, having the time to plan or learn these things, and now I do. And so do that, and then evening again we have family time, and it's just a peaceful day overall. So anyway, that is my new normal. I'm going to leave you with a question that, what is your truth? What is it that what is it that, if you were being true to yourself, what is it that is really your struggle? Be true to yourself, think about it, and if you feel that you are having a serious struggle, then this is the time to stop and do something about it. Don't let the years just pass away, because it's not worth it. The kids will grow up and go. Your health, if it's affecting your health, don't let it go to where it's too late. Your relationships, don't let them strain again to where they're irreparable. It's just not worth it. So, we've worked really hard in dental school. We've worked really hard, and our hearts are for the patients. So, mine is one example, but there are so many in-between solutions which involve dentistry and earning and generating a passive income. And I highly recommend you all look into that, if you want to. And that's what I am about. More and more things I want to share along those front, and I want to help whoever is ready or interested in knowing more. Feel free, please email me back, write, reply on the blog, a comment, because I'd love to share what I know, and I'd love to shed some light on that topic. So yeah, and just an update on my own journey of weight loss. The last Facebook Live a week back, I mentioned that it's a struggle for me, and I'm happy to tell you that I'm really doing well. This week I've been thinking, I call it, there's the devil and there's the angel, and every time the devil tells me to eat something bad, I really stop and think that, is this real hunger, or is this any of these other hungers, because of thirst, or hunger because the blood sugar level has gone down and you just want to eat ice cream or chocolate? Is it emotional hunger, which it is, or sometimes it's just a hunger of variety, you want something. And I'm kind of very aware, and 99% of the times it's not at all nutritional hunger at all. It's any of these other ones, and I have my solution quietly. I will drink the water, or grab a piece of fruit or vegetable. Celery with hummus has become my friend, and it's amazing that devil, that food devil, calms down, and I'm in control. So I am feeling really good, and I thank you for some of you who asked about how my diet is going. All right, so with that, have a wonderful rest of the Sunday. I hope I've sparked some thoughts in your mind, and I just wish the best for y'all. Thank you.